What, how, and when you eat, that plays a major role in weight loss. The first week is getting our body ready for fasting. Now, why should you do the intermittent fasting? And what is it? Normally, you've been taught to eat in the morning and eat at least 6 times a day, all day long. That's what a lot of trainers and a lot of people tell you to do. Now, first, you're going to eat healthier and you're going to make better choices. You're going to cut out all the processed foods. You're going to cut out all the junk food, cut your breads out. You can have Ezekiel bread. You're going to cut your peanut butter out because that promotes weight gain. Switch that out with almond butter or cashew butter. You're going to take all your dairy out. You can have rice milk, almond milk, or coconut milk. We already know to cut out of sodas. The beans, they promote weight loss other than green beans. So those are some of the foods that we're going to cut out. Now, first, you're going to bump back your breakfast. So if you eat at 8 a.m., you're going to eat at 9. If you eat at 9, you're going to eat at 10. So we're going to keep bumping that until we get to where we're eating our first meal at 12 lunchtime. And we're going to stop eating dinner between 6 and 7 o'clock, or at least 2 hours before we go to bed. But so what we're going to do, we're going to work our way up to eating our first meal at 12 lunchtime and our last meal at 7 p.m. Now, why are you doing this? Because we're not going to constantly be feeding our body glucose, which increases our insulin levels. And so what we're going to be eating, we're going to be eating a higher fat diet that is low in inflammatory foods to decrease the inflammation in our body. So all of this comes together in the final fasting days. Now, each day, we're going to close that window. We talked about if you ate your first meal at 8, then the next day we're going to move it to 9, then the next day 10, until we work our way up to 12 noon lunchtime for our first meal. Now, when we have a higher insulin level, that happens when we're eating carbs. So we have a higher insulin level when we're eating carbs. Now, insulin allows the glucose to be used as energy. And glucose is sugars and carbs broken down in our blood sugar. Now, when we go from the intermittent fasting to a state of ketosis, your body is running on fat instead of carbs. When your body gets into a state of ketosis, you have less hunger and sugar cravings. It sets the stage for a healthier gut. Now, cut your carbs intake down to about 5 to 10% in total carbs. So what we want to do, we want to aim for about 20 to 50 grams of total carbs each day. Even some very healthy foods have a lot of carbs in them. So that's why we provided you with this resource list. Now, how are you going to feel? It will be a little discomfort at first, but your body will adjust to it and get better. The goal is to get our body in a state of ketosis. Now, when your body gets in a state of ketosis, you may notice that your breath may smell fruity. It may smell kind of bad, but you're going to get more energy and you will not feel hungry as much. So remember, when we go from that intermittent fasting to a state of ketosis, our body is going to be running on fat instead of carbs and sugars. Now, when our body gets in a state of ketosis, we're going to have less hunger and less sugar cravings, okay? And it's going to help you to lose weight. So remember that. What, how, and when to eat.